About to see on your screen are a capsule of the turmoil in Kashmir after the last 24 hours. The Mufti government has finally cracked down on the rabble-rousers who chanted anti-India slogans in the heart of Srinagar. The hardliners who raised anti-India slogans have been placed under house arrest. The move comes after India seethed with anger as separatists and their rants continue. Chief Minister Mufti Muhammad Saeed had spoken to Home Minister who demanded stringent action. The hardliners have been halted in their tracks as Hurriyat hardliner Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani planned a protest march in Tral today. As India simmers over the provocative separatists, Islamabad has managed to add insult to injury. Pakistan backed those spouted vitriol against India, calling the actions against them bogus and unwarranted. Now, Pakistan has reacted to separatists waving its flag on the streets of Srinagar. Islamabad has said that this act is in fact a manifestation of the deep and the lasting emotional bonds between Kashmiris and the people of Pakistan. Now, Pakistan has called the FIR against Masrat Alam and SAS Gilani a regrettable move by New Delhi.
It is regrettable that India chose to use excessive force against peaceful demonstrators who were expressing their exercising their right to peaceful assembly. We believe that the charges against the Kashmiri leadership are bogus and illegal, as India does not have any legal right to demand allegiance to the state of India by the people of Kashmir.
And for more on this story, we are joined in by Hamza Amir from Islamabad. We have Shuja joining us from Srinagar and Mosmi joining us from the national capital. Let me first come across to you, Hamza. Though India will not give Pakistan such an opportunity because as a country, India does not subscribe to this particular school of thought. But if something similar were to happen in Pakistan, where people would openly be waving the Indian flag with the intention of spreading hate propaganda, what would have Pakistan's reaction been? Would it have reacted the same way, using the same language that it did?
Well, see, in Pakistan, there are certain SOPs that they follow, and actually anything that is related to hate speech, and if an incident of this sort would have happened in Pakistan, then certainly there would have been actions taken against them.
Then why call the action that India took? Why was the action that India actually took against these separatist leaders? Why has it been dubbed as a manifestation, as something which India should not have done?
There's a difference. See, Kashmir is basically a disputed or a disowned territory on both sides of Pakistan, and there are voices inside Jammu Kashmir and also in Pakistan held occupied or administered Kashmir that there is a good voices amongst the locals over there who want to be part or at least be given right to self-determination. This is what the voices are. These are not voices coming inside Pakistan. These are voices coming from inside the Indian side of Kashmir, and that is why these Hurriyat leaders, whenever Pakistan meets them, our ambassador met them, and that resulted in halting India-Pakistan dialogues. And Pakistan has maintained this fact for very long, including its political position and diplomatic position that Kashmiris need to be given right to self-determination, and that is exactly why.
Hamza, the problem is that this is a very convenient way of looking at the problem from the Pakistani prism. The truth is that most of the Kashmiris want or have in fact this time around voted for peace. They want development, and they do not really care about this fringe which continuously wants to keep the pot boiling.
That is correct. But you know what the point is, that there was a UN resolution passed on that, and Pakistan actually uses that ploy to remind India every now and then, also in the international community, that they should be able to give their own opinion and say it out loud if they want to be with India and not Pakistan, or even with anyone else. That is where Pakistan has its catch. That is why such things are going on. Anything that happens in Kashmir has got a protest thing, or any kind of rallies in Pakistan. Even we have Kashmir Day, in which people come out with hate speeches, or every now and then, like Jamaat-ud-Dawa itself, they actually bash India with anti-India sentiments, and they are not actually taken action against. So it is something that is debatable, but that has been going on for a very long time between India and Pakistan. Pakistan has kept this on priority and continues to do so as per the UN resolution. They want the people of Kashmir to be decided by themselves.
Let us get now two political perspectives of two political parties who are at the helm of affairs as far as Jammu and Kashmir government is concerned. Shuja, you give us the PDP's perspective on this story, and Maushmi, who joins us from the national capital, will give us the Bharatiya Janata Party's perspective on this particular development. Let me come across to you, Shuja, first. How does the PDP look at this particular development? It almost appears that under great stress and duress, this act of putting or placing these separatist leaders under house arrest was actually taken by the Mufti Muhammad Saeed government, because there was incredible amount of pressure.
Well, Sanket, you have to look at it from a little broader perspective.
Okay.
Putting these leaders under house arrest probably had more to do with what today's event was. Today, Gilani's faction had given a call for march towards Tral. And if they had to foil it, if the government had to stop it, they definitely had to put these people under house arrest. And this is not a one of a thing or something that they've just come out of their strategy book. This is something which has been followed as many times as I've been here. Whenever there are marches like these announced by separatist groups, so saying that they've come under tremendous pressure and they've acted against any one of these, I think that will be a little bit too far-fetched. This is probably their normal standard operating procedure that is followed every time there is something like this and there is threat that there could be untoward incidents that can happen. Most of these leaders are put under house arrest. So PDP's perspective can be gauged by that. PDP right from the beginning, when it has taken over as the alliance partner in this government, has made it very clear. With the release of Masrat Alam, they said that they want to give space to the other ideology as well. They want to fight the ideology with an ideology. They don't want to be seen as oppressors, as those people who want every political person to be behind bars. That's perhaps the sense that the PDP has so far. And to me, as my opinion, if anybody asks my observation to it, they're still standing by with it. Look at it from last more than 48 hours. There was tremendous pressure on Mufti Saeed to arrest Masrat Alam. He didn't. He was only put under house arrest, and that too only, from my point of view, is to stop them from going from Srinagar to Tral. So clearly,
absolutely,
PDP is still standing, very firmly at where what it really believes in.
Point taken. They're doing what successive governments have in fact been doing, or the predecessors have in fact been doing, placing these separatist leaders under house arrest if they feel that there could be a situation untoward. Let me come across to you, Maushmi, now. The centre's perspective, the BJP's perspective to all this. We know that this is a very uneasy alliance in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, where on many occasions, whether it is the release of Masrat Alam, whether it is the incident in Tral, the BJP and the PDP have had completely, 180-degree opposite views on this particular issue. What really is the centre's observation? We know that Rajnath Singh also had to step in, speak to the Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister regarding this flag-waving incident.
That's right, Sanket. Going by what Shuja has to say, the frustration of the central government is obvious. Be it the BJP or the central government, they both have been going at length trying to explain how upset they were with the incident that happened on Wednesday. And we got several calls from the Home Ministry trying to explain that Rajnath Singh had spoken to the CM on Wednesday late night. He spoke to him again yesterday. So clearly the central government wants to give in a tough message, wants to pose a tough stand. But again, how tough can you be with a party with whom you're in alliance within a state, with whom you're sharing the platform, sharing power, and how much can you act against a party? That is why the BJP and the central government has devised a strategy. The BJP at the state level is posing a tough stand, are trying to give an ultimatum, are threatening to boycott cabinet meetings, meetings, whereas at the center, the Home Minister is calling up Mufti Saeed. He is trying to send in a message that the center will not take it lying down, and Pakistan's recent statements have added wounds and more worry to the central government, because this is what the government won't want to happen, that Pakistan should cash in and take advantage and meddle with the Kashmir potboiler and use it to bat for what it's always been batting for, the separatists, and that the Kashmir issue is a core issue between India and Pakistan. So here the situation could have got awry, but with the house arrest of Gilani, the centre can at least claim that the Mufti government has acted, and the same incident would not be repeated in future.
Absolutely. Well, what Pakistan calls an act of aggression on the part of the country, that is India, what India has actually done is place separatist leaders under house arrest, which is a standard operating procedure that Shuja mentions. And the second thing that they have done is that because on a foreign territory, because on an Indian territory, the Pakistani flag has been waved, an FIR has been registered. That was Masrat Alam there saying that leaders of the Hurriyat are in fact going to march to Tral, but these leaders, their leaders are in fact have been placed under house arrest. Let me please stay on with us, Hamza, as well as Shuja and Maushmi. We will in fact come across to you, but the Mufti government has relented and placed hardliners Masrat Alam, Gilani and their supporters under house arrest ahead of a Chalo Tral call by the radical faction of the Hurriyat. The Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister's move came after ally BJP spelled out a 24-hour ultimatum on Alam and other separatists. The outrage following Alam's anti-India chants in Srinagar even forced Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh to send a stern message to the Mufti government. Mirwais Umar Farooq and Shabbir Shah have also been put under house arrest. Despite the massive outrage, the Mufti government is still reluctant to put Gilani and Masrat Alam behind bars. Protests calling for the formal arrest of Masrat Alam have gained traction after his rally on Wednesday, with political parties such as Shiv Sena, Bajrang Dal and the Congress organizing protests for a complete crackdown. The Jammu Bar Association has decided to suspend court work in State High Court and lower courts today in protest against the anti-India slogans and unfurling of the Pakistani flag by Masrat Alam's supporters in Kashmir Valley on Wednesday. Now remember, Alam had been freed from jail after the Mufti government came to power in Jammu and Kashmir. He had been jailed for organizing massive stone pelting protests in the valley in 2010. Now, Hamza, the question that I was actually asking you just before we had to cut across to Masrat Alam, who was speaking to the media, is that what Pakistan calls an act of aggression on the part of the country. As Shuja mentions, one thing that India has done is standard operating procedure. If it feels that there will be some form of chaos, some untoward incident, these leaders are placed under house arrest on foreign land with the intention of spreading propaganda. If a flag is waved, that too in a volatile territory like Kashmir, then an FIR has been registered. No arrests, mind you, have been made so far in this case. How does Pakistan justify its comment that this is, an act of aggression on the part of India? What is the aggression in it? If only they're not acting aggressively.
You know what the point is, that Pakistan and India both, they stay on a lookout, especially, when it comes to picking up points and, pushing the opponent on the back foot. Pakistan has done the same thing. Right? It is more than enough for Pakistan that a bunch of people who were actually staging a protest rally actually waved flags of Pakistan inside Jammu and Kashmir. Something that, Pakistan always keeps on, using as a tool to bring back the Kashmir issue on top priority. And this is exactly what Pakistan is doing. They're cashing in on the small opportunity that they've got, while, as you said, they're going under house arrest is nothing new for the Hurriyat leaders anyway. They've always have been mostly in house arrest. So this is not something, this is a standard procedure. But for Pakistan, this is a breakthrough. At a time when there were voices inside Pakistan saying that Kashmir issue might have gone on the back burner only for the fact that the government's inability to address it in front of the foreign secretary, Indian foreign secretary was in Pakistan, might not have happened.
Well, then in that case, Hamza,
this is a big catch.
Absolutely, Hamza. Well, in that case, to cater to the domestic audience in Pakistan, it's a very, very risky proposition that Pakistan seems to be playing. in the valley. Of course, something which keeps the pot boiling, which keeps the valley burning, especially at a time when, Shuja, you are going to bail me out on this. The citizens of Kashmir do not want to enter into this, dialogue time and again. There is definitely a mandate this time around for development, for peace. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Sanket, you can look at it from that point of view as well. But certainly this also flags a very important point, which is the issue of Kashmir, the political turmoil that Kashmir is into. Most of the people who live in Kashmir, their sense is that there should be something done so that this ends forever. If there are sentiments that there should be something done between all these, both Pakistan and India, as well as people of Kashmir, their leadership taking into account, all of them should sit together, talk and have a proper dialogue so that these issues do not crop up again and again. And once that is done, Kashmir can move on for progress and development.
Shuja, Hamza from Islamabad, as well as Maushmi from the national capital. Many thanks for joining us on this rather enriching discussion early this morning. Of course, it'll be interesting to see what further developments take place as far as this story is concerned.